Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a heel empath, and I just like having these little conversations on the way I feel about things. I usually do a video about every day. Didn't yesterday. I just got a little, went within, got a little zen, hung with Ben. It's kind of a busy day, so. And I got 500 subscribers. 3 years and 1 month, 2 days took me to get. Welcome to my tube. Glad you're here. If you're here, that means something in you recognized something in me. There's a vibrational frequency, because like attracts like. Now, sometimes people like to hang out to see what that is, and they figure it out pretty quick. And I watch other people, and I see the things like people that I listen to that really feel good. We're the same freak tribe, same frequency. And Adrienne, at least, she's one, and she has feathers in her background, and I have feathers in my background too. These little tells, these little likenesses of things that signify our personalities, because people tell us who we are, who they are by what's in their background, not just what's in their foreground. I've always been a space cadet. I got this guy a couple years ago. It goes a little ways. It's Saturn. Also kind of looks like the stripes and the flag, and I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force. I have honors and decorations and awards that not everybody gets. Some of them everybody gets a ribbon, but some people you get for being exceptional, and there are areas that I have been exceptional. I am full spectrum. How big are people going to reach? A lot of people don't get very far in their spectrum. They're really limited because they listen to what other people tell them. If I would have listened to what other people told me, no, you're not gay. No, I would have been, freaking knocked up. And the statistics for people like me that grew up in demographics like me aren't good. That's why I never really bought into the numbers of what they say, because I've always been an anomaly. I've always been the contrary. Like, if that's how you think people are, let me show you. So, I've proven people wrong a lot. We'll just say that, and kind of feels good, I must say. Anyway, I was thinking about full spectrum and how people have denied their shadow side for so long. We all have the potential, man. People are like, I can't hurt a fly, until you have a threat of somebody coming into your house and hurting your family, and you figure out real quick that you can take the life of another human being without really much thought. If you feel like your security is actually really violated. It was interesting, laws are based on the interpreters, and who's putting the data and information together, and it's just like, people put data and information together as far as in terms related to me unfavorably that haven't gone in my way. Yeah, no, there's things that I've made mistakes I've made in my life, but a lot of time the punishment hasn't fit my mistake. People just love making an example out of me. They love just because I'm a strong frickin' personality. I'm a strong character. And I'm principled too. So I don't get crazy and violent and stuff like that, like we're going to see this summer with people that aren't that principled, because they can't contain themselves. People can't hold their emotions, and that's what we're coming in to realize. Who's doing the work, when you see people, And you gotta remember those things that you freaking take in. How far are you trying to escape from your reality? If you're that miserable in your reality, and you gotta escape so far from it, why don't you choose a different reality, one that you don't need to freaking harm yourself so much to escape from? And alcohol, as I see it, alcohol, I'm one of those that have an allergy to it. Yeah. Break out in handcuffs. Yeah. Because my ego comes out. My ego, my ego is a contender. My ego goes after the biggest dude in the room. I will talk to the prettiest girl and I will freaking make fun of I will just make him look dumb. And he will get mad, and then I'm like, oh, what, so you beat up on girls too? That's what my ego does. You know, and I'm tussled. 46, it's only been since I've lived here. I've been in a tussle, you know, defending myself. What I said wasn't even inaccurate. That's because I speak truth. People really get agitated. But, you know, as I see it, because sometimes I speak on stuff that that is private and they don't want people to know, then they get really pissed off. Yeah. People spend so much effort and energy keeping secrets, and that's why I'm all full disclosure, man. I tell everything about myself. I like to speak about anger here. I find it necessary to speak about anger here, because I have, with reason, but for people that drink like me, justifiable anger will just kill me. So it doesn't, you know, anger or not, I just look at it, see it, recognize it for what it is, and then move on. I don't sit in that vibration, and it definitely doesn't, anything I look at memories of past things to me as like pictures on a wall. I'm like, oh yeah, and it brings up an emotion, but I don't sit there and I don't fall apart, and I don't, you know, it's like processing. But, and everybody does. It's hard to get a measure of how many people have had traumatic things happen in their life. It's really hard to tell, because I think that everything happens to everybody. That, you know, we're all full spectrum. We're all spirits having a human experience, and everybody's supposed to have all these different variation of experiences. And life isn't all good. So if you've lived a life that your life has been all good, and you haven't been untouched by anybody that, you know, no abuse, physical, sexual abuse, no drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and that you have lived in this bubble where nobody's died, and everybody, you know, comes over on holidays, and everybody loves being around each other, and you don't fight ever, and nobody's gotten a car accident, nobody you know has ever suffered or been in pain or had cancer. If you lived in a world like that, ultimately, the older you get, those things that have never, you know, that you've never experienced, you're going to start experiencing them. More and more people are going to have more and more experiences. Things I experienced are things that adult experiences as babies. So I have a broader spectrum in a lot of ways. I've been around people that have been very, very poor, me, and I've been around people that have had a lot of money. And quite frankly, the conversations with you know, it has different. I have really great conversations with people that haven't had a W-2 in a long time. You know what I mean? Money and all that earthly stuff, and that's what people are figuring out, is all that stuff that people have been shoved down these paradigms. Go to school, get good grades, play sports. I do think physical fitness is important, but all these, you know, go to church, you know, join all these entities, and I joined all these entities, and all I was doing is giving my money away to everybody else, but I wasn't helping anybody. I'm not really helping anybody doing that. I'm just feeding my ego. You know, I used to have like all this streaming. I can't believe how much money I've wasted on some bullshit. My life was stripped away 3 years ago, and it's like slowly I'm allowing myself the graces. Like, I bought myself a new set of Bluetooth headphones because my other ones are wearing and they're breaking and they're all worn out. And the cable I get hung up on, it's kind of a safety thing too, because I've almost tripped carrying like bags of groceries and stuff. And it's just, I'm accident prone as it is, so I got myself some new headphones, and but it took me 3 years to give myself permission to do that, you know. And I ain't greedy. I don't buy wasteful stuff. And you know what else? I'll also do, that's one of the reasons why I give my cookies away. I make canned cookies. I make some cinnamon one. I found some cinnamon chipped ones today. I give those away to people that I know, 21 or older. They're, adults, I don't pay, I don't sell nothing. Give them away. They're just good karma cookies. My good karma cookies. They're freaking, they feel good, man. Everybody likes them. The reports are good and they taste good. These have cinnamon chips and they taste really good. The time traveling cookies. One, eat them and then I made a first batch. I'll try one of the first batch on cookie day, and it was like 9:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning. And, maybe it was 9. See, who knows? It's just hours later. Time flies. But I do that, and then I'm putting my good karma out there. So maybe when I'm more surly, it balances out. People are figuring out about balance. Damn it, I got something in my eye. It's going to drive me crazy. They're figuring out about energy and balance, We're not... Hey, people have been hiding their shadow for a long freaking time. They've been trying to hide it in their perversions and their grossness and all that stuff. Because they know it ain't cool. And they know that people don't want nothing to do with them because of that nasty stuff. But it's also who they are. And that's what this year is. 2020 year, clear vision, yeah. There's ways to channel that energy, all that, the way I see it, all that sexual energy is kundalini life force energy. I'm an Aries. All my signs are very, very sexually, driven signs. I am the most monogamous person I've ever known in my whole entire life. I've never known somebody more monogamous to me, and all the married people I've known, and all the, because I hear them, I see them, I look at them, I watch. Ain't nobody 100%, well, ain't nobody 100% nothing, but I mean, shoot, there's more cheaters in the world than there's not. Does that mean the world has more of a cheater's heart than not? Until people start changing their way and start absolving the fact that these are just life force energy, and if you channel that in through productive ways, then you're not, you're not freaking thinking that you're horny. If you realize what it is that it's energy and it's impact, and go for a run and do this, or, go play with your kids, or go out and find some wildflowers, pick your wife some wildflowers, and reminder that you love her, There's all kinds of things people do. I'm watching Breeders. I'm going to end up on this. I'll do a live later on. I love that show because that dude freaking recognizes his anger, and that's the thing, is there needs to be more open dialogue, and I encourage people to do that here. People ain't going to love everybody that they related to all the time. Heck, my family has not liked me my whole entire life, and they have not made any qualms. No qualms about telling me that, about it. And that's okay, because I don't really like them much either. Like attracts like, and we don't really attract each other. So it's all these polarities, You got to understand, just because I can have unconditional love for someone that I know for a month, just based on their energy space and how we interact. And I can't seem to find that with people I've related to. Because it's energy. It's heart space. And people are starting to recognize the difference between the empath and the psychopath. Most people are supposed to be empathic. People aren't supposed to be psychotic. When they say it's not personal, everything's personal because we're all people. So when you come up to people and you say, it's all about business, it has nothing, ask yourself if they're narcissists. They don't care about people. All they care about is money. Do we want to live in a world where money matters more than people? Or do people matter more than money? Is it changing? Is it shifting? What are you doing today? I'm going to get in a meditate state here in a bit for about an hour. That's my contribution. I think about what the world would be if every parent meditated and then showed their children how to meditate. Families and parents meditated, how cool the world would be. But no. Why? Because the parents don't know how? Why? Why don't you teach yourself? That could be your responsibility. Going with all this Zen, teach your kids how to meditate, get Zen, find their own peace within, instead of looking outside for it. It's a lot less cheap and it's a lot less landfill. Yee! That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.